Hey guys, it's Navjot Singh Jadeja, and in today's lecture, we're going to talk on IoT industrial applications for value creations. And in that, we are going to discuss a few topics. So, one is what are IoT applications in terms of industry? What are the challenges in that particular field of area? What are the benefits of IoT applications? What are the major areas where IoT industrial applications are implemented? And then we are going to talk on Brownfield IoT. Also, we will distinguish how Brownfield IoT development is different to the Greenfield IoT, right? Those two terms and how they are different. What is Brownfield IoT development, and also what is Greenfield IoT development. So let us begin first of all in terms of industrial production. IoT projects and implementations are happening in many fields, but the major areas are manufacturing, supply chain, supervision, and servicing. So if you are watching this video in terms of an exam preparation, then this is something which you need to know. So let's see them in detail. So what are the applications for industry value creation, and what are their challenges? So IoT applications are solutions in which we are looking for improving and easy adaptation of industrial manufacturing process. We are also looking for enabling new and efficient ways to operate and interact the plants. So if you talk about the current scenario of industry, also in the further lectures we'll be talking on future factory concept. So current day industry is something which has so many different components, and we are looking for a platform or a system which can actually allow easy adaptation of the current system and the new one, plus something which can operate and interact within the system. Plus, we are looking for new services which are basically supervision services. So, supervision is something which we are looking for. We are looking for optimized infrastructure. So, we are not looking for revamping the industry. We are looking for existing system to stay intact, as well as upgrade the services. So we'll see what is a new revamping of the structure in Brownfield and Greenfield IoT. But right now, you need to remember, when IoT applications for value creations are done, it should have optimization of the infrastructure, new services for supervision, reduced operational cost, and reduced energy consumption. Plus, it should improve human safeties in the industrial areas. Also, in the further lectures, we will see what are the different areas where IoT industrial applications are, utilized. One or two which I'll mention right now is IoT for retailing and IoT for oil and gas. And oil and gas requires a lot of human safety measures, right? So, which are the areas where we can generate values or benefits? So, now the question arises how we can improve or we can generate the value creation. So, we have asset utilization, productivity, logistic, and other innovations. So, what is asset utilization? The assets which we have in the plant or within the industry, we need to make sure that they are used properly, also in a way where when they are utilized, the second point, which is the productivity, is kept in mind. So productivity is how much more we can make out of the available resources. And logistics, which is the transportation and the movement within and outside the premises. So these are the areas where we can generate values or get the benefits. What are the other benefits? We can improve the location tracking of the different components or the assets. We can improve the IoT supported safety measures. So we can include that in a current scenario. We can also improve the data collection and how data is processed. Next is reduced production losses, reduced energy consumption, and also new type of maintenance for the lifetime approach. So if we can actually predict serious hazards happening and before that happens and avoid it, then the new type of maintenance where the longevity of the particular plant asset will increase, longevity of the components will increase. So these are the other benefits which we can actually generate through IoT applications in the industry. So what are the requirements and capabilities required for that? Or what do we actually get through IoT? We get reliability, we get robustness, we are looking for reasonable cost because we are not asking the whole revamp. We will look for security and safety. As I mentioned earlier, we want very good security and safety measures to be implemented through IoT systems. It should be simple to use because we are talking about diverse user domain. Not everybody would be technically sound or equipped with a computer science knowledge. Very low maintenance because most of the industries like gas and oil and other are 24/7 365-day industries, so maintenance should be low or no maintenance. A very good standardization. We will discuss on standardization in the further topic of brownfield and greenfield. Also, it should support the industry grade and services. So these are the application requirements and the capabilities which are desired from the IoT, right? When we are talking about industry IoT applications. So again, as I said, if you're watching this video for the preparation of examination, there can be a question: IoT applications for industry value creations requirements, or list out the requirements and capabilities for IoT applications for industry value creation. So you have to write this and explain as I have done right now. So what are the challenges we are facing? We are facing four different types of challenges. Number one, which is a technical challenge because we are working with different sensors. So having those many sensors at different places, their range, their capabilities, their power, their consumption, their sampling rate. So in general, technical challenges are the first one which will come into picture. Second one is the lifetime and energy challenge. So the energy related challenge or the lifetime of that particular system is another challenge. Plus the third challenge which comes is the data and information challenge because we will be generating such a large amount of data. So how do we utilize it? How do we process it? What is the storage mechanisms we follow? How do we keep updated with the latest data and information related issues? That will be a challenge. And last one is the scaling challenge, the human and the business model which we are following. How do we come up or solve that thing? That is a challenge in here. So next up in the same lecture we are talking on is Brownfield and Greenfield IoT. So now what happens is when we are talking about any development process, there are two ways of seeing it. One is the Brownfield, second is the Greenfield. So Greenfield is one where we are starting from the scratch. Those who are into real estate or those who understand real estate would understand this very easily. When we are talking about Greenfield, we need to take the permission from the government related to new set of development in that particular area, which is known as NANOC authorization. Whereas brownfield is the one which is a corporate land. You can anyways create something in terms of corporate infrastructure with just simple procedures. So that is how brownfield and IoT and greenfield IoTs are also connected. So brownfield development is referring to any software or IoT development that is created on the top of legacy systems or existing systems, where the overall aim is to coexist with the other software which are already in use. This will impose some constraints and requirements that will limit the design, but again, there is a basic idea which is there. So, what happens in brownfield IoT development? Developers have to inherit the hardware, embedded software, and design decisions. They cannot be coming up with their new things, but it should be parallel to the existing system. All right. So brownfield IoT is something which is trying to decrease the gap between the real and the virtual world. So software world or the digital world and the IoT world or the real world are little disconnected. So brownfield IoT development tries to reduce that gap and come up with which is bridging the gap in terms of that. And there is also a lot of research happening in terms of industry 4.0 to cover this gap. So in order to understand brownfield, you also need to understand what is greenfield. So greenfield development refers to something which is all new gadgets. We are talking about connecting connected washing machines, smart locks, smart TVs, light bulbs, smart homes, and whatnot. So this all are examples of greenfield. But if we understand greenfield and brownfield, so what is the difference? So difference is one thing, we should not be giving preference to any of them as in separately. They both are parallelly should be working coincide with each other. There should be a balance and coordination between greenfield and brownfield because the new gadgets are required, but we do not want standardization issues. So if you remember earlier in the lecture, I told you about that. So standardization is working with the existing technologies and coming up with solutions which are on those technologies rather than coming up with a new solution and new standard, ultimately leading the gap or creating multiple standardization issues. And also we should be focused more on covering the gap rather than creating a new one, right? So the future IoT devices can be seamlessly connecting and combine their functionality and power. So that is it for the IoT value creation in industry. Plus we have discussed what is brownfield and greenfield IoT development. I hope it is clear to you guys. If you have any doubts and discussion, please comment in the comment section. If you like our video and efforts, please subscribe the channel and like the video and click the bell icon. Thank you so much.